سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم داحي المدحوات وبارئ المسموكات وجبار القلوب على فطرتها شقيها وسعيدها، اجعل شرائف صلواتك ونوامي بركاتك ورأفة تحننك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والمعلن الحق بالحق والدامغ لجيشات الأباطيل، كما حمل فاضطلع بأمرك بطاعتك مستنفذا في مرضاتك واعيا لوحيك حافظا لعهدك ماضيا على نفاذ أمرك حتى أورى قبسا لقابس آلاء الله تصل بأهله أسبابه به هديت القلوب بعد خوضات الفتن والإثم وأبهج موضحات الأعلام ونائرات الأحكام ومنيرات الإسلام، فهو أمينك المأمون وخازن علمك المخزون وشهيدك يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة. اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول. اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين، وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة والوسيلة في الجنة. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد اجز سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الرحمة شيء. وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من البركة شيء. وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من السلام شيء. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين وصل على سيدنا محمد في النبيين وصل على سيدنا محمد في المرسلين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أعط سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والشرف والدرجة الكبيرة. اللهم إني آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته وارزقني صحبته. وتوفني على ملته واسقني من حوضه مشربا رويا سائغا هنيئا لا نظمأ بعده أبدا إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أبلغ روح سيدنا محمد مني تحية وسلاما. اللهم وكما آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته. اللهم تقبل شفاعة سيدنا محمد الكبرى وارفع درجته العليا وآته سؤله في الآخرة والأولى كما آتيت سيدنا إبراهيم وسيدنا موسى. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وصفيك وسيدنا موسى كليمك ونجيك وسيدنا عيسى روحك وكلمتك وعلى جميع ملائكتك ورسلك وأنبيائك وخيرتك من خلقك وأصفيائك وخاصتك وأوليائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد عدد خلقه ورضاء نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته وكما هو أهله وكلما ذكره الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون وعلى أهل بيته وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين والملائكة والمقربين وجميع عباد الله الصالحين عدد ما أمطرت السماء منذ بنيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنبتت الأرض منذ دحوتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء فإنك أحصيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما تنفست الأرواح منذ خلقتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت وما تخلق وما أحاط به علمك وأضعاف ذلك. اللهم صل عليهم عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومبلغ علمك وآياتك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة تفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة دائمة مستمرة الدوام على مر الليالي والأيام متصلة الدوام لا انقضاء لها ولا انصرام على مر الليالي والأيام عدد كل وابل وطل. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبيك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وعلى جميع أنبيائك وأصفيائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومنتهى علمك وزنة جميع مخلوقاتك صلاة مكررة أبدا عدد ما أحصى علمك وملء ما أحصى علمك وأضعاف ما أحصى علمك صلاة تزيد وتفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم اجعلني ممن لزم ملة نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعظم حرمته وأعز كلمته وحفظ عهده وذمته ونصر حزبه ودعوته وكثر تابعيه وفرقته ووافى زمرته ولم يخالف سبيله وسنته. اللهم إني أسألك الاستمساك بسنته وأعوذ بك من الانحراف عما جاء به. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وأعوذ
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نويت أربعين توزن خلوا حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل نعم المولى نعم الناصر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر استغفر الله 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 استغفر استغفر الله 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 العظيم الذي لا اله الا هو الحي القيوم واتوب اليك من كل ذنب معصية من كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام من كل ما يخالف الشريعة من كل ما يخالف الطريقات من كل ما يخالف المعرفات من كل ما يخالف الحقيقات من كل ما يخالف العظمة يا أرحم الراحمين. أولا كلمتان شهادتان عندك يا رسول الله وهي لنا ولدنا مكياس رحمة للعالمين. اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفاتيح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا عادل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام وخذ أمري إلى الله إن الله باس بالعباد. رابطة الشريف. فاتحة الشريف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. صلوات الشريف. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 ألم نشرح. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله. إخلاص الشيء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله فاتحة شريف بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين صلوات الشريف اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم 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 صل يا ربي وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كلنا أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب قد آتيتني من الملك وعلمتني من تأويل الأحاديث فاطر السماوات والأرض أنت ولي في الدنيا والآخرة توفني مسلما والحقني بالصالحين آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين إلى شرف النبي المصطفى صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه الكرام على مشايخنا في الطريق الأشمل التعلية خالد على روح إمام طارق وأوث الخالق أخوان الشهاب بن الشمس بخاري سلطان أولياء الشباب فايز داستان بالفقرات في الحج فات رباني سلطان أولياء كبد الإسلام صاحب الزمان شيخ سلطان مولانا محمد ناظم عادل الحقاني خاتم هواج كلام الخالق الخجواني صاحب السيف شعب من قبس رباني ولا ساساتنا والصديقين
الفاتحة. فاعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله La ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, ni'mal mawla ni'mal nasir ve la havle ve la kuvvete illa billahil aliyyil azim. Ala bi zikrillahi ta'main kulub. Bala. Allah, 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 Allah المولى نعم الناصر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم المولى نعم الناصر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الله هو الله حق الله هو الله حق الله هو الله حق الله هو الله الله هو الله حق الله هو الله حق الله هو الله حق الله هو الله الله هو الله حي الله هو الله حي الله هو الله حي الله هو الله الله هو الله حي الله هو الله حي الله هو الله حي الله 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 يا قيوم 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 الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا دائم الله يا دائم الله يا دائم الله يا دائم الله يا رحيم الله يا رحيم الله يا رحيم الله يا رحيم الله يا عليم الله يا عليم الله يا عليم الله يا عليم الله يا رزاق الله يا رزاق الله يا رزاق الله يا رزاق الله يا غفار الله يا غفار الله يا غفار الله يا غفار الله يا غفور الله يا غفور الله يا غفور الله يا غفور الله يا غني الله يا غني الله يا غني الله يا غني الله يا علي الله يا علي الله يا علي الله يا علي الله يا رشيد الله يا رشيد الله يا رشيد الله يا رشيد الله يا ستار الله يا ستار الله يا ستار الله يا ستار الله يا فتاح الله يا فتاح الله يا فتاح الله يا فتاح الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا ولي الله يا ولي الله يا ولي الله يا ولي الله يا سبحان الله يا سبحان الله يا سبحان الله يا سبحان الله يا سلطان 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 الله يا حنان الله يا حنان الله يا حنان الله يا حنان الله يا منان الله يا منان الله يا منان الله يا منان الله يا ديان الله يا ديان الله يا ديان الله يا ديان الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا كريم الله يا وهاب الله يا وهاب الله يا وهاب الله يا وهاب الله يا ahad, Allah ya ahad, Allah ya ahad, Allah ya ahad, Allah ya samad, Allah ya samad, Allah ya samad, Allah ya samad, Allah ya sami, Allah ya sami, Allah ya sami, Allah ya sami, Allah ya basir, Allah ya basir, Allah ya basir, Allah ya basir, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya ali, Allah ya ali, Allah ya ali, Allah ya ali, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Hamid, Allah ya Hamid, Allah ya Hamid, Allah ya Hamid, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya alim, Allah ya halim, Allah ya halim, Allah ya halim, Allah ya halim, Allah ya hanan, Allah ya hanan, Allah ya hanan, Allah ya hanan, Allah ya menan, Allah ya menan, Allah ya menan, Allah ya menan, Allah ya cemal, Allah ya cemal, Allah ya cemal, Allah ya cemal, Allah ya celal, Allah ya celal, Allah ya celal, Allah ya celal, Allah ya jabbar, Allah ya jabbar, Allah ya jabbar, Allah ya jabbar, Allah ya qahar, Allah ya qahar, Allah ya qahar, Allah ya qahar, Allah ya qadir, Allah ya qadir, Allah ya qadir, Allah ya qadir, Allah ya muqtadir, Allah ya muqtadir, Allah ya muqtadir, Allah ya muqtadir, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Rashid, Allah ya Hanan, Allah ya Hanan, Allah ya Hanan, Allah ya Hanan, Allah ya Sabur, Allah ya Sabur, Allah ya Sabur, Allah ya Sabur, Allah ya Allah, 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 hayya Allah, Allah ya 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 Allah, hayya Allah, Allah ya 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 Allah, حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى نعم النصير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. 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 صل يا ربي وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أكمل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسله وجميع الخلق محمد وعلى محمد عليه الصلاة والسلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. رضي الله تبارك وتعالى سادتنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وأن سلم متكئين عن أولياء الصالحين مشايخنا بالتركة النقشبندية العالية قسم الزكية وبركات الله تعالى بركاته مفيدات دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. سبحان ربي العلي العلى الوهاب. صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلى الله عليه
Ya Rabbi, all praises are due to you, and peace and blessings on the Holy Prophet and his family and his companions. Ya Rabbi, please bless our grand Sheikh Sultan Awliya, Sheikh Maulana Muhammad Nazim Al-Khani, Ya Rabbi. Please bless our Sheikh Sahib Hussain, Sheikh Abdul Karim Al-Qur'ani, Ya Rabbi. Raise them to higher and higher and high stations, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, give long life, healthy life, strong life to Sheikh Muhammad, Ya Rabbi. Make us be better ones to him, Ya Rabbi. Make us be better ones in this way, Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi, we're asking you for sincerity, Ya Rabbi. We're asking you to please help us not to be hypocrites, Ya Rabbi. Help us not to be insincere, Ya Rabbi. Help us to be the ones that are working on our ego, Ya Rabbi. Don't let us to be selfish, Ya Rabbi. Keep us away from the bad characteristics of our ego, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be helpful in the way, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be good to other believers, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be running to be your servants, Ya Rabbi. And keep us away from the slavery of Shaitan and Dajjal, Ya Rabbi. Save us from the fitna of Dajjal, Ya Rabbi. Save our children from the fitna of Dajjal, Ya Rabbi. Let us to be with those ones that are going to bring back the Sultanate, Ya Rabbi. Let us to be the helpers to them, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be the ones that are taking zulma from ourselves, Ya Rabbi. For the sake of this holy night, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of our Shaykh, Ya Rabbi.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Rabbi, iki cihan serveri Muhammed Mustafa'ya salat ve selam eyle Ya Rabbi. Dergahımız bahanesi Efendimiz sahibi Hüseyin Şeyh Abdülkerim Kıbrıs Rabbani Hazretlerinin makamını âli eyle Ya Rabbi. Gönüllerimizin sahibi Şeyhimiz Şeyh Lokman Efendi'ye sağlık, sıhhat, afiyet, güç, kuvvet nasip eyle Ya Rabbi. Yolunu aç, açık tut, ayağını tac değdirme Ya Rabbi. Sevdiklerinin hürmetine bu garip aciz kullarını, cümle ihvanımızı ve kafe iman ehlini zalimin zulmünden, nefsin hilesinden, şeytanın vesvesesinden, Deccal ve ahir zamanın fitnesinden, cehennem ateşinden koru, kolla, emin eyle Ya Rabbi. Adaletin timsali olan mübarek Osmanlı ecdadımızın ruhlarını şad eyle Ya Rabbi. Himmetlerini her daim üzerimizde eyle Ya Rabbi. Ümmetin üzerini ilahi gölge olan halifemizi geri gönder Ya Rabbi. Samimi iman ehlini tek sancak altında toplayacak olan Mehdi Aleyhisselam zuhuratına yakın eyle Ya Rabbi. Bizleri de o samimi iman ehli kullarından eyle Ya Rabbi. Meclisimizi mübarek eyle Ya Rabbi. Rızalığından ayırma Ya Rabbi. Daim eyle Ya Rabbi.
Estağfurullah, estağfurullah, estağfurullah. Lazim la ilahe illa huve el kayyum ve etûbü ileyh. Tevbeten abdimizden züşür Allah'ından tevbe la ilahe illa ente hamdülillah. Estağuzu bike min şerri nefsi. Ya Vahhab, Ya Vahhab, Ya Vahhab, Ya Musabbib el-Esbab, Ya Munfatih el-Abwab, Ya Muqallib el-Qulub wal-Absar. يا دل المتحيرين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام واغفر إلى الله إن الله باسم العباد. اللهم صلاة تنجينا من جميع الأحوال والعافية وتقدر من جميع الحاجات وتطهرنا بالسيئات وتقبلنا وسلام جميع الحياة بعد الممات. اللهم اسلم محمد ورحمة محمد رسول الله. يا أرحم الراحمين ارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين فاعف عنا يا أرحم الراحمين يا غافر الذنوب يا ستر العيوب فتح القلوب. آمين 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 والسلام على رسول الحمد لله رب العالمين. إلى شرف النبي المصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشيخنا خاصة شيخ سلطان صاحب السر الفاتحة. اللهم We are asking, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of Sahib al-Saif, Sultan al-Awliya, accept our last zikr for this year, Ya Rabbi. Accept all our zikrs that we have been doing from last year until this year, Ya Rabbi. And accept our intentions to make zikr for the next year until we die, Ya Rabbi. Accept our sohbats, accept our prayers, accept all our ibadat, accept our tawbah, Ya Rabbi. We are asking you to make us to become stronger and better ones for our Shaykh, for the Ummat, for the Khilafat, Ya Rabbi. Surround us with support and with these good, sincere ones, Ya Rabbi. And get rid of all the wrong ones from us and all the wrong characteristics from our hearts, Ya Rabbi. Make the Ummat to wake up, Ya Rabbi. Make the good ones to wake up, Ya Rabbi. Make all the bad ones and the tyrants to fall, Ya Rabbi. Make us to be in safety, not to be with them, Ya Rabbi. We are asking sincerely, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of Sahib al-Saif, to make us to live for this way and to die for this way. Forgive us all our shortcomings and all our weaknesses, Ya Rabbi, for their sake. Make us to become stronger, better ones, dunya and akhirat, Ya Rabbi, for the sake of Sahib al-Saif, for the sake of Shaykh Al-Fatiha. Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum. Allah kabul etsin inşallah. Tamam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu ala seyyidina ve mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ve sellem. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم وترحم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ترحمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم وتحنن على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما سلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم.
Trying to make a person to become, and then if somebody asks, why can't a person become that just through being a regular Muslim, just through praying and fasting?
Everyone is going to return to Allah. Muslim, Christian, Jewish, believer, unbeliever, atheist, everyone is going to return to Allah. Everyone is going to return to Allah, easy way or hard way. Everyone is going to return to Allah through the ways of the prophets or the ways of the shaitans and their ego. But everyone is going to return to Allah. If you live top of the mountain, you're going to go down. Everyone is going to go down. Either you're going to go down through the easy way that the guides they have said, walk over here, step over here, don't walk over there, or else you're going to harm yourself and others. Or you say, you have few people, they're saying, why can't we just, since we're up here, we know where we're going to go, why don't we just jump? We know how to bungee jump, or what they call that. They wear like a sleeping bag and they fly, and then they crash and then they die. They reach to Allah too. So everyone is going to reach to Allah. The tariqat, religion, belief is for intelligent people who are not only going to be believing in these 5 senses, but they're going to believe that we came from a world and a sense before and we're returning to that world. In fact, the world of these 5 senses, you don't have to have religion to know it is fake. It is passing. It is gone. It is not real. So we come from something real and we return to somewhere not real. No man is going to say, I'm not real also. No man. Oh, this is all hopeless, this is all helpless. No matter what philosopher they say, it doesn't matter. Man lives and he wants to try to make himself to matter. If he comes to the point where he says nothing matters, so much has happened to him by himself or by others to make him to believe it doesn't matter, and that is the way of shaitan. It doesn't matter, to lose hope. Allah has created us. The prophets and the saints, they have said, you matter to Allah. Mankind, you may feel like this or like that, but you are created with love and you have been created with dignity and value because you are Hazrati Insan. So how do you want to return to Allah? The prophets came to bring religion. No one can say the prophets did not come to bring religion. No one can say that. If you say, I'm just following religion without following the prophets, which there are Muslims now today also. They say, I want to follow the religion. I don't want to follow the prophets because the prophets are still humans and they make mistakes. So I just want to follow Islam, religion. They say, how? I just want to follow Quran. Quran came from the lips and the tongue of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. So you're not accepting Prophet, you're not accepting Quran. Finish. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, whatever He said He lets you to do, do. Whatever He forbids you from, don't do it. This is How you say? Carte blanche? Eh? What? White House? What? You don't know carte blanche? I don't know. I thought you're a lawyer. You must know all these fancy terms. Right? Complete authority. Complete authority. Blank. Blank check. You understand blank check? Americans understand blank check. Very easy. Blank check. Oh, everybody waking up. Yeah, I know that one. Blank check. You can do anything that you want. Meaning everything, all authority is given to that Holy Prophet ﷺ. So they came to bring. Those who are saying we want to follow Allah without any prophet, they're only deluding themselves. Shaitanic way. Shaitanic way. Many Muslims also are saying, I'm only believing in Quran, I don't believe in Hadith, I don't believe in Sheikhs, I don't believe in anything, I only believe in myself. MashaAllah. Bottom line is you think you are better than any prophet and any alim and anything out there. You start worshipping yourself. Sit down. Enough running around whole day long. So now, leave all those foolish ones aside. You follow a prophet, you have to follow him sincerely. Every prophet came to bring the laws, the shariat, the do's and the don'ts. They also bring the meaning of those do's and the don'ts, the meaning, the whys. That is the spirituality. Every prophet came. Mostly people just want to do or they don't do. They don't ask themselves why. They live like grass and they die like grass. That is majority of the people. In any situation, they don't like to think so much, they don't like to ask so much, they don't like to know the meaning so much. All they want to do is just eat and drink and get married and die. But once you enter into the teachings of the prophets, then they say, look, you have a Lord. He has created you. And He's teaching you how to return to Him in the best way possible, because He has created you in the best way possible. So those ones who are doing the laws of Allah, the religion, you cannot stop there. You cannot. It's impossible. You start to ask yourself why. In fact, isn't this the whole lesson we learned from the Bani Israel? They're holding on to their shariat. But the meaning, the why, the tariqat, they are not interested. Whether they do the worship with jealousy or anger, they're not interested. We do the worship. They do the ritual, but you have hasad, you have envy, you have arrogance. They say it doesn't matter what I have inside. I did it. And Allah is saying, no, it is not the actions that you're doing. It doesn't matter. It's not the actions that you do, but it is the intentions, what it is inside. Then you enter into spirituality. Then you enter into tariqat. Of course, these days, tariqat people as Ahir Zaman. Tariqat means secret of numbers, secret of colors, secret of this, secret. You're discovering every secret except for the secret of yourself. You are the bigger secret. Nothing exists if it was not for you, don't you know? Allah has created everything for His Holy Prophet ﷺ. And He has created us to be from His ummat, from Him. So you're not discovering yourself. You're not discovering yourself. You want to discover all other alams, all other secrets, but you don't want to know your ego. You don't want to know your shaitan. You don't want to know all of this, then you will still do the same thing that the earlier nations that they are doing. What is required from the law, but there is no meaning. So those ones who are saying, we're going to find Allah without tariqat, yes, you can. Of course you can. You're going to return to Allah without tariqat. Of course you can. Like I said, even the kafir is going to discover Allah. Even the unbeliever is going to go back to Allah. How are you going to go back? And the question also is, everyone assumes Allah wants you. Everyone is assuming Allah wants you, especially today's idiot Christians and Muslims and Jews. Like such a big deal. Oh, subhanallah. Especially some people, oh, I believe in you, God. I believe in you. Who the hell do you think you are? Like you think you're doing Allah a favor by believing in Him? Allah has not given up nothing until one day the doors of mercy will close. Yes, it will close. All those foolish Muslims are saying the door of mercy is always open. No, there is a judgment day. It is a reality. Judgment day is the day when the doors of mercy, they are closed. You want the doors of mercy to open? Run to your Prophet. That is the only way. No other door except the door of the Prophet ﷺ. That is the door of mercy. You don't believe in the Prophet like today's people. So many don't believe in tariqats. Tariqats is the way of the Prophet. You don't believe in that. You believe you can reach to Allah. Good luck to you. Then Allah will judge you. May Allah not judge us. We will fail dunya and akhirat. Yeah, the prophets themselves, they are fearful from the judgment of Allah. And today's 21st century believers, so proud and so foolish and so arrogant. So how you are going to know the opposite of proudness and foolishness and arrogance if you don't have someone, a guide to teach you that foolishness and arrogance and pride that is coming from your ego. Remove your ego. Control it. Wisdom will come. Understanding will come. Gratitude will come. Sincerity is going to come. You don't have someone teaching you that, you cannot learn. You want to learn from books, you cannot learn from books. Especially spirituality, you cannot learn from books. You cannot. You have to learn from a teacher. So, good luck. Of course, these days, religion, spirituality, Islam is not ruling, so everyone can just make up whatever crap they want. It wasn't too long ago that people cannot even say these things. I don't have to believe in prophets. Oh, I can reach to Allah by myself. You cannot. By the law of the land, by the law of the holy Ottomans, you cannot. By the law of Islam, you cannot say these things. Muslim, you're going to go against it? Yeah. But people are saying we want freedom. Freedom from the authority of the Khalifa. We want freedom. They freed themselves from the authority of Allah and they fall under the authority of shaitan. They say we want nationalism, now they fall into jahiliyyah. And we're in that jahiliyyah, in that barbaric, tribalism, they say no other tribe exists. No other tribe is as important as my tribe. If you want to be, you have to follow my tribe. You're different little bit color, different little bit language. You cannot. You have to learn my tribe. Look into every modern Islamic, so-called Islamic state, whether they will allow you to be free with your beliefs, with your spirituality, with your language, with your culture or not. Or they say, no. Now we're declaring ourselves this, or this. You have to fall under our ideology. Tribalism. May Allah save us from that. So we need a guide to teach us. Because once you remove these veils, these excuses you make for yourselves, these wrong ideas, these blindnesses, understanding will come. A taste will come. The faith, the gratitude, some sincerity, it will come. That's why it's important to follow tariqat. Of course, we're speaking about our jamaat and our tariqat and our share. I cannot speak for every tariqat. There are some tariqats, they're concentrating, make zikr and concentrate what kind of light you see. After zikr, let's talk about what kind of light you see, what kind of light you see, what kind of light you see. Some concentrating on making so much prayer, so much zikr, so much this, so that they can, you know, the story. Either they go into mysticism, or they go into BS. I'm looking at all these posts, I get so upset sometimes. And I think people are idiots and they're so thirsty, they're believing in everything. You have these people, their tongues are so sweet, their words are so sweet, but at the same time they are saying things against our prophets. But people like them because it fits into that agenda of Dajjal that is saying love, 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 love. Everything is love. Never mind. We are very strange people living on top of a mountain. Inshallah, we get the salams from the Holy Prophet ﷺ to the strangers. Assalamu alaikum. To answer your question a little bit, this is why it is important. Who is that? Who is that teacher? That teacher is trained by his teacher. That teacher is trained by his teacher. It's the legitimate lineage of instruction that goes back 1,400 years that you cannot, if you want, you cannot be. You run away, you cannot run away from. And it is according to the time, the place, the people, what they can carry, to give them something that is going to bring them safety, especially in these times. For them to taste the religion also. Yes?
When we come into tariqat, or we've been in tariqat, and then we learn more about our hypocrisy and the weaknesses that we have, especially when it comes to things like namaz or zikr, and we learn that there's so many chance that it's not being accepted anyways. That how do we get out of the trap from shaitan coming saying either number one, what's the point of doing it? It's going to be rejected anyways, or number two,
only
just
Americans are going to ask this question. Because there's a sense of honor in a lot of Muslims that we don't have to, because this is obligation. This is obligation. Only spoiled first world Muslims are going to say, well, since I don't feel it, since I'm so bad, let me just quit. This comes with honor, this comes with obligation, that even if you're bad, you still have to try to do good. Even if you're poor, you still have to be honorable. Even if you're this, even if you're that, you don't have a choice. But we live in a time, in a place where there's so many other choices leading to kufr, not to iman. Different, all sorts of kufr kinds. You want kufr Muslim way, you want kufr liberal way, you want kufr rich way, poor way. Everything is there except for iman. We don't see people who are alive, and we don't see them in their graves, that they are practicing that they can pull us. You understand? This is, we have to understand, these kinds of things that you're asking is also very first world kind of things. Sure, for the vast majority of people, okay, if they feel that they're not praying and they feel like this or like that, but there is still that, no, this is an obligation. We accept it. Islam says it's an obligation. You like or you don't like, okay, that's something else, but it is an obligation. You cannot say, I don't want to do it, or I don't have to do it. You can say, I don't want to do it, but you cannot say, I don't have to do it. Okay, for us now. This is what I mean by, this is part of spirituality. Yeah? When you realize Allah is giving you a breath of life, when He's giving you so much, when you are understanding what Allah is giving you instead of what Allah should be giving you. What happened? We become religion of Santa Claus also. If I'm a good boy, He's going to give me this. I'm a bad boy, He's not going to give me this. What happened? To our faith has become that. Yes, we have been very, very influenced by these things. Don't think it's not going to influence us. Don't ever think that. Everything that we're witnessing for 5, 10, 20, 40 years that you grew up with, it will influence your faith. Then you slowly start thinking like that too. It is obligation. Why is it an obligation? Because Allah has created you. And you're surrounded by things that will remind you that Allah has given you so much, has created you. If you are surrounded by things, by society that is not looking what Allah has given you, not even putting Allah there, but saying you're entitled to anything and everything that your ego desires, then yes, it's very, very difficult to think like this. Impossible. That's why they say the thing is such a big deal. Okay, I believe in you, God. Finally I believe. You see all these movies? One big, how you say? Huh? Huh? Yeah, nice fancy word. Give me one. Pee-pee. One, enlightenment. Let's use Buddhist term. We want to use Catholic term. And epiphany, yes. Realization. Oh, you exist. Oh my God. And then you believe in us. SubhanAllah. We're not, we're Muslims. The existence of Allah for us Muslims is not just 5 times a day. It's more than that. So many other ones maybe, if they don't pray, it's more difficult. So many other ones, they follow religion, but they don't pray, they don't think, they don't connect anything to their Lord. They don't say thank you. Then they're very far away from Allah. They're very far away from that gratitude. They're very far away from understanding how Allah has created you and everything for us. So how are you going to surround yourself and your children with this kind of understanding? This is the important point. Don't think just because you're Muslim, you belong to some board in a masjid somewhere. You force your children to go to Sunday school. You force them to swallow the Quran, to memorize. They're going to have faith. We're seeing that hasn't been working. Decades it hasn't been working. Oh, if only we send all the good ones, we bring them to traditional Muslim countries and they become scholars. And then they come back and they teach. Didn't work either. They tried the experiment in the 90s. It's not working. If anything, they go there, they come back, they're a bit schizophrenic. Then finally, everyone is just going to go back to their origin. This one saying, I'm this one saying, I'm that. I'm not trying to be this, I'm not trying to be that. Anyway. So, being grateful to understand food that I'm eating, water that I'm drinking, friends that I have, the family that I have. Not being grateful once a year with a turkey in front of you. That's BS. That you don't care. Now, okay, let's eat. This is what they want to say. Being grateful. Being grateful 5 times a day when you're bending down to your ruku, to your sajda, to say, I've done so many wrong things. Alhamdulillah, I have a prayer that I can run to. Alhamdulillah, I have the sajda that I can run to. That all my sins, may Allah forgive. As the Prophet says, you pray 5 times a day. It is as if you are going into a river to clean yourself. Alhamdulillah. That is spirituality. It's not just doing it like that, but that's understanding what it is. Alhamdulillah, we're running to the zikr. That all week long, we're not saying Allah, Allah, Allah like that. We're not trying to block everything. Now we have that opportunity. 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. All week long, we read this news, we watch this video, we do this, but now at least let's listen 5, 10 minutes to what our Shaykh has to say to us. You don't understand the value of your breath, it will be taken away from you. But if you understand the value of your breath, even when that breath is taken away from you, you understand. Because it's not the breath, it is Allah. Then you understand the wisdom and the cause and what it's supposed to do. You understand? When you don't feel, when you don't care, everything is the same, then you're just like a grass. Then why are you in tariqat? Every day is the same. Every month is the same. Why are you in tariqat? Don't you know a believer's today has to be better than yesterday? Tomorrow has to be better than today. It feels the same. Once a week, twice a week, it is different. Do we see you running to find the difference? You don't. Then it's not going to help you. It has not helped those ones for over 1,000 years. It has not helped those ones since the time of Adam alayhi salam. When they are not running after Allah. When they hope that if some sky crack open, if the earth splits, if they see some unusual thing, their faith will be very strong. When they see a miracle, their faith will be very strong. When they don't see that, then they're like, it's not the same thing. Sahaba Kiram, after the Prophet ﷺ, they were gathering together, just talking about the miracles of the Prophet. There is a plan. Get in on the plan, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Rashka. Yes? This question is more interesting than yours.
You gave a talk at once and you said that tariqat and tariqat for most of the time you could describe it like a university where there's a system and there's so much structure, but that in Akhir Zaman it's like an army came and it broke the university and it killed all the teachers and everything, and that this is what it's like in this time.
We're underground. This is underground.
In that example, that framework that you gave, what's the, using that example of a school or a university, what's the job of the student and what should he be doing in terms of to do his responsibility and also to help the teacher in this situation where everything
just study with the teacher. Whatever the teacher tells you, study, you do. He's not going to tell you do like before. He's going to tell you do what it is now. Let's say literally you're underground. Let's say we're in the bunker, right now. Okay, bombs going and this and that and this, and we're like here. Okay, now we have to be good. We have to help each other. Yes? We have to look out for each other. This one has to take care of food. This one, toilets, very important. This one is this one is that. Somebody come up, this is BS. I want something like it was before. Then you don't understand. Or you're in la la land. Or you're very selfish. Or you're just very stupid. Don't you know this is what we're supposed to do now? That time more you have to listen. Because people are not going to like it, being underground. Your ego is going to be tested. You're out of your comfort zone. Yes? What are you supposed to do then? You're supposed to step in your ego more. You're supposed to calm down more. You're supposed to share more. Yes? You're supposed to help more. Now if you are in that situation, it's not the time to say every man for himself. That's not how prophets were. That's not how their followers were. That's not how the saints were. No, they didn't. So what is your responsibility now? Whatever that the teacher is saying in that underground unit situation is supposed to do. You're saying, I want to do more. You say it is not too good right now to do those things. But I can do this, I can do this. You can try. But the minute you come out from that, something is going to happen to you. Yes? Never forget. Holy Prophet ﷺ said to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, he says in the Akhir Zaman, the believers are going to be like what? Lions? What did he say? They're going to be like a snake. The believers are going to be like snakes. Very unusual, right? Snakes has very negative connotations. But understand what a snake, people are thinking the snake, you come out, the snake is like, not to bite you. No. The snake, don't laugh. It's not. The snake cannot hear, right? The snake cannot hear. But the snake, they stick out their tongue like this. What are they doing? Huh? The snake. What are they doing? Huh? What? Like how? They are testing everything to see because they cannot hear. And the minute they hear, they feel some vibration from the air, let alone their bodies. Imagine you can feel with your foot. Imagine if your whole body is like this and you can feel like this. What? And then imagine if you feel danger coming and then you have to move really fast. Imagine him moving really fast. Yeah. No arms, no legs, just like this, moving fast. Prophet is describing, he says the believers in the Akhir Zaman, they're going to be like snakes. Quickly they will come out from the house. They will come out when no one else is there. No one is there looking at them. They will come out. When no one is there, quickly they will come back home, away from the eyes. If you think this world is your, what? Huh? Oyster. If you think this world is your oyster, everything is like, mashallah, I feel so comfortable, I'm great. Grab the world by its horns. And you're a believer in this Akhir Zaman, then you don't understand nothing. You don't understand, you cannot even see the azab that is raining. Raining from here, coming down like this, and going back up like this too, and from people. And so you think everyone is. So like that, the believer, you understand? You cannot feel too comfortable out there. You cannot. Even if you do, you're only tricking yourself. Then after that, say, oh, I have to come back. That's why people think we're a cult. It's okay. It's not illegal. They thought the Prophet was a cult leader too. They thought Isa was a cult too. Finding a cult. Everyone's saying that. Take that word, or don't use that word. There is a space where people are comfortable in, and there are spaces where people are not so comfortable in. You're going to call a family a cult? You can. You're going to call people who love football, soccer a cult? You can. You're going to call people who are nationalistic cultish? You can. But it's very silly. But they all share certain similarities. Are we saying anyone who leaves, they're going to go to hell? No. They're not going to go to hell. Are we guaranteeing everyone who stays, they're going to enter to paradise? No. Are we guaranteeing people who pray, who dress like this, they're going to enter to paradise? No. Are we guaranteeing that people who don't pray, they're going to go to hell? No. There is no guarantee. This is the thing. Cults guarantee you something. They guarantee you. 100% guarantee. You enter into spirituality and tasawwuf, tariqat, it doesn't guarantee you that. In fact, it gives you choices, more choices now. You know you're angry, but you don't know how angry you are. You know you're stubborn, but you don't know how stubborn you are. tariqat will give you the choice, today's offer. Different kinds of stubborn, different kind of anger, different kind. Are you understanding? So, and the work that we have to do. Yes. We say hold on tightly. Hold on. Hold on tightly. No let go. Even if it burns you. No let go. Inshallah. If you want to let go, go ahead. Welcome to those who come. Farewell to those who leave. Shaykh Effendi saying that, putting it up there. He's not saying, welcome to those who come, you're going to enter into paradise. Farewell to those who leave, you're going to go to hell. So, welcome to those who come, farewell to those who leave. May we always stay under the shadow of our Shaykh in his Jamaat, inshallah. The safety is in the Jamaat. Shaitan is the first one to come out from the Jamaat because he thinks he knows better. I'm sure he has a lot of nasty things to say about the angels too. Yeah, if he says about Prophet, about Allah, he's going to say about the angels too. He says, Mikhail, you know what he did? He's going to say. Jibrail, he's going to say also. Dirty. He might say this or may say that. They may. Type of stuff. Be simple a little bit. Be simple and work on your heart. One of the dangers of being here is that you're here, okay, you're praying, okay, you're doing things better, okay, you're making zikr, okay. Where's your heart very comfortable with? My family. Not too great. What? I'm not doing anything wrong. You will. Are we saying don't be with your family? No. We're saying your family now is everyone. It's not only your blood. It is your spirit now. Now you have to feel. When you feel, you will act differently. You'll think differently. You'll speak differently. It's going to show. If you don't want to change, this is the wrong tariqat to be in. To just sit quietly and not change. Yes? Allah forgive me. Inshallah, may we not let go. May we become good snakes, not those bad ones. May Allah never deprive us of the sohbat of our Shaykh. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. All right. Anything else? Yes. Look.
Were there Sahabas that not necessarily who turned their back on the Prophet in Islam, but they struggled sometimes? And how did they overcome that struggle?
Oh, Bismillah. It's a very good question. Of course the Sahabis struggled. There is that human aspect, what they went through and they struggled. And they held on to each other. And they held on to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And one of the blessings of being with the Holy Prophet ﷺ is you get instant. You understand? You do something good in his presence, instantly you will get paradise Not literal paradise, but paradise, to understand this is good. And the opposite is also true. If you do something wrong, instantly you get the punishment also from them. So, they know what their job is. They know what their work is, the Sahabis, what they're supposed to do. A lot of times in Jamaat, you have problems because you don't know what you're supposed to do. Or you don't accept what you're supposed to do. Or you look at others and you say, I want that work. Or I want that, I want this. You understand? In order to not have envy, you have to have gratitude. In order to have gratitude, you have to understand how when you were without Allah and His Prophet, and now you have Allah and His Prophet. That is your yardstick. That is how you're going to measure. Not how much you have today, how much you must have next week. I must have new car, I must have house. Why that one has a car, I don't have a car? You understand? No, they're going to think, oh wait, I did not have Allah and His Prophet. I did not have that mercy. And now I have. That is enough for me. You pull back right away. You know what a lot of the confusion happens, why it happens? Let's say in Jamaat, people who are struggling. Yes? They stop fighting with the ego. They accept what the ego says. They accept their close ones, their egos. And they start fighting with other people. Pretty soon, they're starting to fight against their shaykh. Thinking that shaykh is doing things with his ego. You understand? Just as shaitan is saying, Allah is making a mistake. So what do you need to do to come out from this? Especially if you are living here. I mean, if you are not here, if you're living somewhere else, you can still find something to do or be busy with something. You're here, don't have jealousy. Don't be busy with what other people are doing. Find what you're doing and do it well. And there's so many things that you can do. So many. If you don't concentrate on the work that you have, and concentrating on the work that you have, the guide is going to tell you, walk this way, don't walk that way. Do like this, don't do like that. It's not as if you find your work and then now I'm untouchable. Untouchable. No one can tell me what to do. Not even the shaykh can tell me what to do. If he tells me something, I get very angry because I did so much. Why is he touching me? Then you make steps backwards. You start worshipping to yourself. You start taking yourself very, very, very seriously. Understand? So, and they do not interfere into each other's works. They don't. And they don't look for something that is not for them. They concentrate on that, and they're fighting alongside the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It is important now. They're not fighting away from his commands, his vision, his mission. By themselves, they're not fighting. They don't say, now I have Islam, now I'm going to fight against my own tribe and this and that, trying to spread Islam. No, they submit more to the Prophet ﷺ. And now, step by step, with each step, it's in step with what the Prophet ﷺ was doing. They were not out of that. You understand? During his life. After his lifetime, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, no. They're following. Those ones who were hypocrites, there's no such thing as they were believers and then they became hypocrites. Hypocrisy is not something that one day you're a believer, next day you wake up and you become a hypocrite. No, it's always been in there. Especially now, in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. You just didn't want to get rid of it. There were so many, they rejected him. And they rejected Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq. So there was work to do. So the other Sahabis now, even if they have differences with each other, they put everything aside and they say, Abu Bakr Siddiq, now we have to support him. They didn't say, I'm so sad Prophet passed. It feels so different. It's no longer the same. No, they said, what's he doing? Yes, we support him. Every step of the way. Same thing, Hazrat Umar. Then when things started to get more and more and more bigger and more shaitans, they say, now we cannot do direct confrontation with them. We have to make confusion from the inside. It gets more and more. When something is small, it's very easy to keep the balance. When something is bigger, then it gets very unwieldy, right? So they do a different tactic then, not from outside, but from the inside. So now they put so much fitna during the time of Hazrat Osman, so much fitna during the time of Hazrat Ali. That is why Ahl Sunnat is saying they all were taking their own, how you say? Ijtihad. Those who are fighting Hazrat Ali take their own ijtihad. Those who are with Hazrat Ali, they take their own ijtihad. Remember, those ones who are fighting against Hazrat Ali were some of the greatest Sahabis too. Greatest. His own blessed wife, Hazrat Aisha. Members of the Ashara Mubashara. 10 only. Prophet didn't say 11 or 50, 10. And they were supporting Hazrat Aisha against Hazrat Ali. They were each standing on the ijtihad, their struggle for truth. They were not doing it in order to get power, for dunya, for anything. So which is why in the Ahl Sunnat way, we say, both are right. But Hazrat Ali is more right. It takes some sophistication. This is not sophistry. This is not philosophy. It is like one man, he had a fight with his neighbor, and then he went to see Nasruddin Hoja. The man says, you are a judge, Hoja, listen. I get that every day. Listen, this is what happened. This man, he did this, and Hoja is listening, says, you are right. And the man said, no, it's not like that. That's not how it happened. It happened like this, like this, like this. Hoja is listening. You know what? You are right. And Nasruddin Hoja's wife, behind the curtain, she couldn't stand it longer. She says, Hoja, how can both of them be right? He turned to her and said, you know what, wife? You are right too. It's very easy to say you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. Only I am right. You understand? But when you say you are right and you are right, this is more right, this is this, then, yes, then you have to give everyone their rights. So, Prophet ﷺ also said the differences in my ummah, it is a blessing. So there are more different ways. So, being in Jamaat is important. Okay, being under, as the Sahabis were, under the Holy Prophet ﷺ, never leaving them, the Khalifa of the Prophet. One day is like this, one day is like that. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. May Allah make us to receive their blessings. We are very, 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 very far away. We're ashamed to be in their holy presence. But we're asking their himmat to reach to us, inshallah, and to pray for us. Fatiha. Okay. Yes?
One of the
Say, you know, look, you have microphone. Look, everybody wants to hear your voice.
BismillahirRahmanirRahim.
Ugh.
One of the characteristics of the ego is that it wants, if something it perceives as being done wrong against it, immediately wants vengeance. Whereas we see that awliya, they are always forgiving and having mercy. How do you change this?
Why do you always talk about things as if they are completely antithetical and polarized? When your community is being attacked, you must ask, you choose all the words to make it seem very polarizing. It is, we see you're making a statement, you're not even discussing, you're making a statement. It is the characteristic of the ego when the group is being attacked that you want vengeance. Okay, you're not the one who's attacking, you're the one who's being attacked. There are certain things that you can do. What do you suppose is just vengeance? When you're being attacked, it's not vengeance. First thing you have to do when you're being attacked is you do what? You defend. You defend. So now, maybe you can rephrase that in a different way if you want. And you're saying, now you're putting the other extreme, awliya Allah, they're all very forgiving. What's wrong with you? Huh? It's so simple like that? Huh? It's so simple? Awliya Allah, they're also forgiving. It's so simple like that? Is it like that? You know it is. It's not. Then why are you phrasing it like that? And what is your understanding of forgiving? Our understanding is very 21st century Judeo-Christian understanding of forgiving. I forgive you. And it assumes that if you forgive someone, that person gets away scot-free. Scot-free, can we even say that? Otherwise, Scottish people are going to get very upset. Cannot say these things anymore. I'll cancel you. Huh? You think to forgive someone means they get away like that? Is that what it is? And to defend your against an aggressor, and to go after your aggressor and to bring him to justice, that is revenge. So now you're mixing it up also. You're talking about community people and then individual awliyas. There's so many different kinds. There are awliyas that are individual, there are awliyas in charge of their groups, their families, there are awliyas that are in charge of the whole ummah. Which one are you talking about? Why are you mixing everything up? There's a group. If your group is wrong and you're being attacked, you shouldn't even say anything. Right? It's not a characteristic of the ego. So what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that from an as a personal or individual standpoint.
Individual where? In the moon? 600 years ago?
As a murid nowadays.
Nowadays, murid where? In Tanzania?
No, here.
See? Yeah, and? Now we're getting somewhere. When you just like shooting like this, and then you say, okay, now do something for me. See how spoiled you are? Now I have to like, okay, say.
As a murid here, if a person perceives that somebody has done them wrong, sometimes they always want to attack back or get back at the other person. I remember one time I asked you about something and you mentioned something like that to me.
Oh, I remember that event too.
Yes.
I mentioned something and I said something and you remember something like that. Oh, just because you say it like that, no, I have to believe you. Believe on the practice that you just made, huh? Okay, mashallah. Well, lazy you are. Anyway, what?
How does one move away from the habit of attacking back and to let go of that feeling that somebody is attacking you?
Read a Hallmark card. Just let go. Just breathe. You know, breathe and just let go. Just breathe out all your negativity into the universe. Yeah, you don't understand your question because it's very conflicted. You are very conflicted. It's actually very simple. If someone is attacking your mother, or if someone is attacking your daughter or your wife, would you enter into philosophy to talk, to which degree should I forgive and which degree should I attack or defend, and what do I do? Do I just breathe? Would you ask all these questions? No. And I believe I've sort of answered like this before also. Just think like that. Okay? Now, if you're asking me to which degree, how much you're going to do, then that's when you actually apply your intelligence. How are you going to apply your intelligence? How are you going to apply your intelligence? If you say in the Dergahi, and then you look at the Shaykh, how he's going to apply his intelligence. How they can be yelling at someone and their hearts are not moving a beat. How they can smile and there is jalal in their hearts. How they can be quiet and there is only death. And how he can be quiet and there is nothing but happiness. Are you going to ask me all these things too? How is it possible if somebody was in the quiet, on the one hand, he's angry, on the other hand, he's very happy? How do you reconcile between the two? How do you reconcile? You just look, if it happened to you. What happens when your most beloved ones are being attacked? Then how much should you do? Answer that question. Then you will know how much is it just nonsense talk, how much of it is just worry, how much of it is actually planning something, how much of it is solving a problem, how much of it is you just feeling good, just talking so much. You yourself, you will know. If you don't have that problem, don't ask me the question. If you're trying to ask for the sake of others who are suffering from that disease, let them ask. You understand? If you think others are suffering from that disease and you see it, then the forum is not suitable. Because for you to judge it like that is also wrong. And whatever you see, we also see. You understand? And if we turn our face, you don't ask us why. You try to understand. There's asking to understand, there's asking to challenge. So many times people are asking to challenge. They're not trying to understand. They already have a belief and they're going to see what's your belief and then they try to. They're not saying, my belief is wrong. Let's put that aside. What is his belief? Take that, put it here. Now I'm seeing it. Do you understand me? That's why a lot of people judge Shaykh Effendi too. And sometimes he'll be like this, sometimes he'll be like that, sometimes he's going to laugh, sometimes he's going to cry, sometimes he's going to be... And people sitting there, why is he behaving like that? He's so childish. They used to say that too. But they don't understand. Now they don't... Look at your Shaykh now. Forget about everyone. Look at your Shaykh now. Now then you will know. If you understand and you think 99 other people don't understand, don't worry about them. Don't worry. You're going to look at the sheikh too. Is the sheikh worried that they don't understand? No, then something is up. I'm not going to worry about them. He's got it. You understand me? If it's about you, that's a different conversation. If it's about you, don't worry about it. If it's about you, you have that. Because you're busy with other things. You're not busy with that. So, it's very simple. Okay. Are you still awake? You're not sleeping? Surprise. Yes, Abu Bakr? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Evet. Başka? Any other thing? Yes?
So, I'm going to Pakistan in October, November, and there was some like family drama that happened recently, and like my ego's like holding on to it, like it's kind of in rage mode, and I think about the situation. How does somebody let go of that kind of, you know, because like my parents were involved and like a whole bunch of things happened, so like my ego.
Is it within your control to change it? Nah, not really, right? If it's not within your control, you can't do so much to rage against the machine. It is very silly. Then you're just doing it just for ego. You may be right, but you just like that for what? What's that? You're that important? No, in this whole scheme of things, you're not that important, right? So say, I don't know, Allah knows. What I can do, I cannot do much. I'll just, you know, go along for the ride. And I'm just going to take care of my own stuff. I'm going to make sure my nose is clean. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to be very simple. I'm going to say, I don't know about anything else. I'm not going to let it to affect me, to enter into my heart. You understand? Just say, I'm not concerned, not my business, not my business. No, this is my business. I have to go there. I have to do that. Not everything is your business. You understand? Okay. And people, especially in a big Jamaat, people are going to behave like this, like this, like this, like this. Don't judge them. Don't say, well, people should be like this. People should. No, don't. Especially if you're a doctor. You want everyone to take their medicines. Who the heck are you? Huh? So you're a doctor? I'm a doctor too. If only everyone take their medicine, the whole world would be a much better place. That's why they all have God complex. You understand? How many times Allah has to say to His Holy Prophet, ﷺ, you're not an authority over them. And the Prophet, out of love, not out of pissiness, out of love, he's seeing his nation is falling apart, going to the hellfire. And Allah says, didn't we already say to you? Most of them, they don't understand. Already, you've seen the proof of it, the truth of it. Most of them, they're already bounding for hellfire. You understand? So yes, this is that thing of letting go. When you don't have a God complex. You let go. Say this one. What can we do? What can we do? How many times we've heard Chef and they say that? So many times. People doing this, what can we do? People doing that, what can we do? Allah buyuk. Allah is great. We will see. Our job is just to deliver, just to say to those who want to listen. Well, alhamdulillah, we have doctors like this in America. If we have doctors in different countries, we go to hospital, we say, I have something to operate. They say, okay, you know that store, that shop over there? Go over there, go and buy me apron, go and buy me scalpel, go buy everything that I need, lights and everything, and then come, right? It's all on your bill. You buy. What else you need? Blood, you go over there to buy blood, go over there, and then come. We were free. Alhamdulillah. No, we're not ignorant of the blessings that we have in this country too. We could be in very, 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 very bad situations. But don't let that to make us to become drunk and insensitive. and ungrateful and think that it is our right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, this much is enough. Al-Fatiha.
يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما